Hello, George here, and welcome to Something Different. This is where I don't quite have a category for a particular video I'm making, so I just kind of wing it and throw some stuff together. In this case, what we're doing here is reevaluating a short 10-minute game that myself and two other people in my lab made, and the intent behind that is to make this something a little bit more fleshed out and a little bit more interesting. So what we see here is the Maya file for that. There are several different layouts and rooms, and what I need to do is extend this into something that's a little bit more of a real experience for a person. This game is meant to be played in the HTC Vive inside of Unity, and we'll be getting to those portions of the project shortly. But the first thing I need to do is, right now we don't really have a tutorial section. You just kind of wind up at the bottom of this area, and that's, well, not particularly good. So what we're going to do is take a scene from a different project that I've been working on recently, modify it up a little bit, because technically this scene might be sold at some point in the future, even though I don't have a contract with anything at the moment. It may be used for another game. I need to make sure that this one's distinguished or you know, technically more different enough to where it's not an issue. So let's dive into the other scene, which is under Bane and Bane Maya and scenes. And under here, we're going to jump to, let's see, I want to grab under room the study. I'm going to save that for right now. Okay, so this is the study for the room. I'm going to save this entire thing out. So Control File Save As, and we're going to go back to scenes, and inside of this, call this study, and that's fine. So here's our study. There's no textures on this right now, but they're all set up in the other scene inside of Maya, and there's all kinds of boxes and things that you can work with. And the intent behind this room is to really, at least in this game, give you an idea of how you're supposed to be playing it. Now, the one thing that I want to incorporate from this, that I did for this room, is the fact that these will open up, come out, and slide out, and you'll have a secret corridor behind it. And that's what I really want to keep. So we're going to delete this part of the mesh right now and save the rest of it. And I do kind of want to make some things different. So we've got a seam up there, which isn't really what I want to have. An additional seam over here and there as well. And I kind of need those normals to be resolved. And then we've got that up part, and we've got some other parts over there. And I think, if I remember correctly, all of this is already somewhat brought into, what was it? Everything's UV mapped and set up properly, so it shouldn't be much of an issue to bring it over into the other area. But of course, I don't really need something this large. I mean, this is actually a pretty, if we go to X-ray view, a pretty large area. So I'm thinking about having this somewhere down the center and moving the rest of it over, and then having the user kind of come in somehow. So let's give that a shot, I guess, and see what happens. So let's just, to begin with, I guess scale, oh, actually, can we just scale the whole thing up and maybe do this really quick and see what happens? You know, that doesn't look very good. Okay, so let's do it only on these components here. And let's do a scale factor that's somewhat an integer value. So that's 0.5 is what we're going to do there. And of course, we've got all these other issues now with the tops and the bottoms. So let's undo that, and let's grab, what can we grab to make this better? So if I do this, how does that come? So now it's a very narrow corridor. So X-ray off. Now we've got this very narrow area that we would come into, and we wouldn't have much else going on. Now, if I think about it, what I could do is get rid of, or not, no. We're going to keep all the books. What I'm going to do here, though, is take this bookshelf, which is the one that opens up. I want to move this. Oh, geez. Let's grab one element of it, maybe up it, and rotate that 90 degrees. This is going to end up being my ability to go to the other location. And the idea is you're going to have to find it and open it to move on to the next area. So where is my pivot? My pivot is in the rear, it looks like, yes. So let's move that back somewhere like that maybe. Yeah, that works. So that's going to be that location, and it looks okay. We're going to need to take all of this now, and I am going to delete it. So delete this, I'm not going to delete the chests or any of the other elements just yet until I can figure out what I'm doing with all of it. I'm going to mirror stuff over, basically. So delete all that, come over here. I want to take these elements, and actually up, maybe. Let's see. Up. Is there an up on that? Up, down. That didn't work. Well, let's get rid of the back elements at least first. And let's look at the outliner to see what that's doing for me. Let's close that one, open up this one. And we've got this bookshelf right here. And let's just do a DV right there. Let's do the same thing for this bookshelf. D and V right there. We'll grab both of these now. And once again, let's see, what do I have? I'm going to move the pivot to back there. And move this forward. Whoops. That's not what I want. I want you and you. Are you really giving me problems? What's going on here? Okay, apparently the shelving is not in the right place. So that's rear left, which does not exist anymore. Or does it? That's interesting. Okay, we're going to move that under there, I guess. Grab both and move these up here. Now we've got those on one side. We're going to mirror the entire thing over to the other side in just a moment. I need to check the bottoms, though. It looks like something weird is going... Oh! The entire... the backside's been deleted because I was stupid. Okay, hide that really quick. There was supposed to be a back element to this. So what we're going to do is take... Well, let's just see what we can do here. There we are. So I do have enough undos to fix that. So there's the bookshelf there. And there's that and that. So if I grab both of these, everything works. If I grab both of these, everything works. And let's do DV to the center and move this here. And now we should be set up just fine to align. Oh, not quite, actually. We need this to be moved to somewhere in that corner back there. I want to do this, I think, on the other side. So let's grab this, hide that. Once again, grab everything we're working with. So we're going to grab you and you and you and you. Make sure we're still aligned. We are. And push this up and into there. Okay, so that's pretty cozy. Let's mirror the entire thing. So what I want to do now is put this at 0, 0. And let's do that by going to W. I believe I have a pivot right there. And now shift right click and mirror this across the x-axis. We're going to do, we can do cut, we'll do world, I guess, in the X direction, and we don't need to combine it. Hit apply. That sure didn't work. Where is X? Oh, that's the correct direction. So let's copy it. Why not? I hit apply. No. So what am I doing? I'm grabbing both of these. And let's just do one of these at a time. Both of them. I'm not getting anything out of this. What is happening? Edit, delete all by type. History, really quick. And let's do world. And the world is separated on the x-axis. So let's try that again. Apply. That disappeared. That's not good. If I do object, still disappears. What if I do bounding box? We still have it disappear. What are you giving me a problem for? You know, screw problems. Let's fix it. Let's just make it happen. I'm going to grab all of it. I don't really care if it wants to work. So you and you and you and you. Let's duplicate you and move you across. W, DV to the center. rotate you 90 degrees, or 180, and stick you where you should be. Whoops, something bad happened there. Let's go here and 180, W, move it to here. And now it's proper. Great. So we've got our room. So you'll spawn in here. We need a door frame, of course, to have something to look at. But you'll come in here. You're in a giant library with tons of books. So let's grab, so these are the books that I modeled out. Let's bring these in really quick and put them there, and let's do some duplication magic here. So let's assume that this is a series. This is not. Someone put the book in the wrong place. And we'll move these over, and this one over as well. And this one right there. Let's grab all of these now and start placing them in different locations. So we can grab these three, move them over, grab you, move you over. And actually, we're just going to do this to make things even faster. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make these books something you can actually pick up. Might be better not to do that, just to make things easy. And let's see. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to duplicate everything and move it over to another shelf. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's change it up a tiny bit. I'm going to mirror everything. So we're going to grab this one just to make some variation. Control D that, move it over, and put it there. Now let's grab the other selection, and we're going to do the same thing but put it on the other side. Okay, Control D, move this over, and do something like that. There we are, that's better. Now we need to take the whole thing. You can see all these books we have now. Yeah, that's less than good. So let's grab all of them really quick, and we'll put them in a group for one particular bookshelf. So grab all that, Control G it, come over here, do the same thing. And Control G. Oops. Take both groups. Uh-oh, did I add something? Accidental? No, okay. Yes, that wall is part of a group for some reason. So let's open that up and pull it out. Okay. Now we'll grab both of these groups. Are you still in that? What the is wrong with you? Get out. Come on. There we go. Now you and you, Control D and rotate. I'm going to do that not 180 degrees, 180. And we'll take a quick look here and make sure things aren't bad. Okay, they look acceptable to me for the moment. I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to get this thing right. I think it's fine the way it is. And I think I'm going to leave this bookshelf barren for the moment, just to signify the fact that it is supposed to open up. Although now that I think about it, if it opens up, I guess it can go that far. And then this one is going to go that far. And that should be big enough of an opening. Yeah, we should be okay. Okay, I'm going to save this out. I'm going to have to retexture this. Now these chests, I don't think I need them, so we're going to nuke them from the scene. They're just not helping us. Okay, let's save this. Let's go to File, Open Scene. I'm going to take this into Level Roughen 19. And we're going to add it to this portion up here. So File, let's go to Import, and let's find Shelves. That's not what I wanted. Delete. That's not what I wanted. Delete and delete. Let's go to File, Import. And not shelves. Where is it? Study. There we go. And of course, the study is a complete wrong scale. So let's bring this down. I'm guessing by something along the lines of either 0.1 or 0.25. It looks like it's going to be 0.1. I'm a factor of 10 off. Probably. Okay, we'll move this now over here. Frame up on it. Center this off with this part right here. And we'll raise it up in the sky. Actually, we're going to center it to this door, I think. Somewhere along there. Let's grab this element, maybe the door itself, and put a line in it. So we'll go to Insert Edge Loop Tool. We'll do Multi-Cut in the center and put one right there. And we will now grab this entire thing, F8, W, and V, snap there, save really quick, and we're too high. Let's bring this down a bit so we're still at a good point. Bring it maybe there. That's good. And we'll bring this now back. To bring it back, I'm going to want to W, let's see what's going on here. It looks like I've got a couple things happening here that are going to mess me up. W, D, and V, somewhere back here. W, D, and V. Now I know this is not going to be right. We're going to have to fix this. But for now, I'm going to go with it. Basically, I don't even know if I should have these rafter type things. It might be better not to have an exterior. But for right now, yeah, we'll keep it, I guess. So now I've got to deal with the fact that this wall has to open up. So let's grab this whole thing and hide it and try to figure out how we're going to make this work with everything going on. So I need to cut this open so that the door can be visible on the other side. So first let's start with the door side, and we'll do a, let's see, grab it, Control Shift, Insert Edge Loop Tool, and do something like that, I suppose. We'll raise it on up, which means our UVs are going to get messed up, but I need to re-UV a lot of this stuff anyway, so I'm not terribly concerned with that. Now that I have that grabbed, now this goes down the side of that, so I can't move that. Let's do another one. You know what, this is annoying me. Let's hide some stuff. Let's hide that. Okay, Control Shift, Insert Edge Loop Tool. Let's see. Come on. Maya. Come on. 1, 2, and let's move. I can't do that, can I? I need to do it on the other side. All right, so this one is going to move to there. And this one goes over here and is going to move over yonder. Come on, there we go. Now I can delete that information. So let's go to right-click, Face Mode, and X-Ray, and delete some of this other stuff. So let's get rid of that. So now we have an entrance and an exit for that particular location. What I'm going to do is get rid of the door, I think. So why not just get rid of the door? There's no reason to have a door. If you found the secret entrance, you're pretty much there. Now we'll go to shading and X-ray. And did I delete that accidentally? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, anyway, so we've got these two sides. Let's cut them up. So we're going to insert some edge loops again. Do one there. We'll do one there. And where's our door? Our door is, what, there? And on the inside one, I believe, correct? So it's on the outside one, actually. Great. Now I can cut that open, but we do need something for the top, so we'll go ahead and do another insert edge loop. Bring that to what? Where am I going here? There? Yes. And on this side, I'm going to bring it to there, which is also good. So we can start deleting things. So we deleted those two elements. Go to the other side, right click, delete that as well. Now we have all that exposed. So now we should be able to get rid of this door, which has no purpose anymore. I just need to create a border between these two worlds, which is a good idea now that I think about it. Something like that, maybe, to bridge coming out of here into the other area. So let's go to, oh, that's not good. I'm going to need to play with that, don't I? All right, so that's hooked up. We're going to need the floor to also get hooked up as well, I think, to this so that we can bridge these elements. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So grab the floor and... All right, so we need to create lines going from this all the way to the other side in a straight line, or at least that to this. So shift right click, let's go to multi-cut. Yeah, let's just put a cut somewhere, do that. Put a cut somewhere and do that as well. Now I'm going to go to transform. We're going to turn on preserve UVs, grab this V and move it over to the door, grab U and zoom in and move it to the door. Yep, and yep, great. Now that we've finished that, save. We can, I really didn't need to do that. I'm just going to make a box, invert it, and then stick it in there. So let's go to boxes, W, move it over, frame up, move it up in the air. Let's go to mesh display, reverse, right click face, grab this one, move it over, V snap it, grab this one, and V-snap it, go to the top, snap that, there. Come on, oh, I got that stuff still on, don't I? Let's turn off preserve UVs, move that to the top, grab the bottom, and move that here. Is that good? Yeah. That's fine. And now we just need to move everything over so it actually corresponds to where the door is. So this comes over here, and this is over there. And the top comes down. Great. And we'll cut that out. So shift, right click face, so I'm already in face mode, delete, delete, and now we have the transition between those two locations, which is good. All right, perfect. Save. Great. So now we can go down the steps after the bookshelf has been opened up. And the bookshelf to be opened up is going to need some sort of a mechanism to make that happen. So I got to figure that one out as well. So let's add, I don't know, a lever? Maybe one of these books? Maybe a drawer? Screw it. Let's just make a lever. Or a lever, whatever you want to call it. See, that's a cylinder. Actually, you know what? Let's use a cylinder. I'm going to bring it out away from everything else. Frame it up, rotate it 90 degrees. And let's see, 90, enter. And that's not 90. That is 90. Perfect. Scale it together. We're going to make a simple one, I think, for this. Let's go ahead and add maybe 3 of these. Right-click, face, grab the center. Shift, right-click, extrude. Bring that in. Right-click, face mode. Go over here. Grab all of this and delete that out. Now we've got the part that goes in the wall. Now we just need the part that comes out. Now let's go to another cylinder, bring that all over, frame on up, scale it uniformly in one direction, and let's do this. I'm going to go to this, shift right click, edge loop tool right in the center, grab that, F8, W, and move it somewhere. How about there? Let's scale that up in this direction now. That's going to work, I think. Okay, and I'm going to grab the bottom of this and move that there, so it will actually rotate about that point as it comes out. Not that I need to do that. You know what? I don't need to do that. Let's just do this. There we go. Let's delete the bottom of it, though. We don't need that. So delete that. We do need something for the top. That's a lot of segments for something this simple, but oh well. Right-click, grab the top, extrude, bring it up, fan it out, right-click, and bevel. There we go. Segments 2. Grab this one, bevel it again. Let's bring that down a bit. I'm trying to see here. I'm going to grab this one and move it up under that one to create a lip. And I am going to scale that in a little bit. Same thing with that one as well. And let's grab this, not you, and scale that even more in. There we are. There's our crank. So we'll add that. Now we'll go back to this now and make it look a little bit better. So we are going to grab that, and that. Shift right click, bevel edge. Add in another one. Move that down a little bit. And that should work for us, I think. Okay, we're going to now grab this, move its pivot, DV, to the center. Oh, excuse me. Control Z. We're going to move the pivot, D and V. Not what I wanted. Let's do W there and there. Okay, so now when we rotate this object, it should go around the entire circle like that. So there's an up and a down position basically for it, but we don't want it to be exactly that. We're going to want to have it start somewhere like that. So that's going to be, what, 17 degrees? Let's take a look from the side. Nope. Let's try 20. Nope. Let's try 18. 18 it is. So it's going to start in the 18 degree position and then get pulled down to the other position. So right click, vertex. I'm going to grab all of these. We're going to go to transform and not world, but local or object. I'm going to move them down so it's not quite so huge. I think we're good with that. I mean, technically this entire inner part should also have something occur when you do it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Why don't we go ahead and unwrap this object? So I'm going to grab both, Control G them. Let's just call this lever. It's got this study group stuff attached to it. Let's go to Window, General Editors. Let's go to Namespace Editor, go to Study, and delete that, collapse it to the root. Delete the shelves and collapse that to the root as well. And now things should be a little bit easier for us, so let's call that the lever. Let's call this the, lever, pivot. I don't know. Something like that. Lever arm, I guess. We'll call the whole thing the lever. There we go. Much better. Edit, delete by type, history, save, grab up, and move this to where it needs to go. Modify, center pivot, frame up again, W, DV, and go to WD and V right there, save. Now we've got that whole thing squared away. We can put it in our room. So let's do that. That's way too big, obviously. We're going to scale that down in a few moments. Frame on up. Scale it down. Bring it in. Still way too big. V-snap that in there. Whoa, wrong side of the wall. V-snap that in there. Now we're going to reduce this in size to something that makes sense. Now I can't actually put it there because that's where the wall is. So we're going to put the lever, I guess, right there. Rotate it -90. And move this against there and over here, I guess. I mean, obviously you would hide something like that, but for what we're doing, this is the first area you show up in, so it's more or less the tutorial for how everything works. So there's no reason to make it hard. All right, let's unwrap this. So let's go to UV editor. Let's attach this here. Let's put a cylindrical, and let's wrap that all the way around. Let's do this, whoops, T for transform. Let's wrap this around now. Somewhere out there, I suppose, ish. Yeah, we'll go to the top. Grab that. Where am I? I am not doing something right. Please focus. Thank you. We're going to grab just the top, unselect that. We're going to go ahead and UV that planar. We're going to ignore a lot of that. UV shell, grab both. Let's go to unfold, unfold both. And I really kind of want to connect those two. So let's go to UV, grab this one and that one. Let's see if we can't just fuse, merge. Let's do this. U and U. Merge, please. So, there we go. Grab the whole thing now. Unfold, unfold. There we go. That's what we get. Actually, you know what? That's worse than what I had, isn't it? So let's cut it into two halves, I think. We'll do this half. If we cut that out, what happens? I think it's going to get curved a lot. No, it's actually not that bad. So let's grab both, unfold, unfold all of them. Let's grab this one. Why is that one? Let's not think about it. There we go. That's what I was expecting, actually. Let's grab all of these. Let's do orient. Let's grab them all again. Go to layout and lay out the UVs on this. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's do the same thing for this. Let's grab it, move it off somewhere. Whoops. Doesn't matter. Grab this whole thing. Let's do UVs. And we'll do cylindrical. We're going to finish it off. We will rotate it as well. and rotate it 90. Somewhere like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to do all that stuff anyway to it. Something like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, grab it, go to face mode, grab these faces, no, you know what? Let's do it a little bit better, right? Grab these faces, grab these faces, let's grow it and shrink it. Really? That worked? That didn't, what? Grow, grow. Really? Huh. Okay. Let's do a shrink now. Let's see what happens. So shrink. Shrink, shrink. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, because it's open on those sides, it doesn't do what I expected it to do. So let's just grab those ones. I think that's all we need. Let's do UVs and planar on them. But we need to do that in a direction that makes sense. So we're going to do that in the X direction. Nope, Z direction. There we are. So we have those done. Now for the rest of this stuff, what is that? That's a wall that has nothing to do with us, so we don't care about it. Let's go to UV shell mode. Shift right click, unfold, unfold that whole thing. And there's a little bit of junk going on over here. I'm not quite sure what that is. It looks like a seam was made right here. So why don't we undo that really quick, right? So that's where? That's up there. It's even worse over there. Okay, so this seam is probably going to connect back to there. This is probably going to connect to there. And this, ooh, there's more here than I thought. We'll go there. And what are you? There? I guess. Can we do a stitch? There we are. So grab the whole thing now. Let's try that again. Unfold. Much better. Let's stitch these ones over here. Make sure that works. Where's stitch? Stitch. UV. Unfold, unfold. Grab all of this stuff. Move that over. Grab it all and let's do unfold. Grab it all and let's do layout. Layout UVW. That was a mistake. Shift right click. Let's do orient. That's fine. Layout unfold again. And let's just do layout that. Let's also grab this element here. Grab all of it together and now do layout unfold. Or layout, I should say. Whoops, let's go to, I need to go to the actual layout command now, don't we? Layout UV. There's 2048, iterations of 2, packing, stack, preserve scaling, translate and rotate at 90-degree elements, that's fine. This is good. 4 pixels. I'm going to up this a little bit. Let's do 6. I've been noticing 4 doesn't quite do the job. I'm going to distribute it. We're going to do a full square, and let's hit apply. And it looks like I have, supposed to be non-overlapping, but it is certainly overlapping. Okay, interesting. For some reason, I thought that I would be able to lay these out even though they're separate objects. I thought I could do that. Hold on a second. Pre-rotation, pre-scale, non-overlapping. Let's try that. There we are. That is what I wanted. But if we notice, the scales are completely off because they're not taking into consideration each other. So let's go back to layout really quick. and take a look at what we have here. So we've got rotate, translate, pack together, preserve 3D ratios. I thought that would be enough. Maybe I need to, let's do this. Combine all the elements together first, and then we are going to do this. So do that, combine. Now we're going to grab the whole thing. Shift right click, unfold, not unfold, layout, and lay out the whole thing. There we go. So that's the most, at least as far as this program is concerned, the optimum layout for this particular selection of UVs. So that being said, we can save that now and work. Let's see, wait a second. So that's that half. So that's that half, that's that half, that's one side, that's the other side, that's the other side. I guess that works. I mean, actually, you know, we could probably, if we did something like this, make this a little bit better, I think. So transform. Let's rotate this 90. Actually, before we even do anything like that, maybe we need to go to image. Go to shaded mode. Everything's blue, which is great. That's what we would want. Let's grab all of these and just kind of move them somewhere that works for us. So I'll move this one down here, I think. And I'm going to rotate this, I think, 90 degrees. Oh, not quite right. We'll rotate this one 90. See, and now I definitely can get some more texels in there. So D and, well, actually D and X is what I want. I want it to be right there. Now we can scale that up a bit, and I can grab this element and move it in right there. And there we go. We probably threw in quite a few extra pixels on each one of those. Save that. We're good to go. All right, so perfect. Edit, delete all by type, history. Great. All right, so that's, is that cleared off? Yes. So now we can move from this area out into the lower area, and there shouldn't be an issue. We'll go into this room and further out. So now we kind of need to start getting things into Unity, I think. And we should, doing that, we got to do some cleanup. So there's our room, our study room. And this is our lever. We're going to move that into the study room. There's something called a P cube. Frame on up. Oh, that's the border between the two. I'm going to make that a part of the study room. That'll work. And let's, I think we can go ahead and do a straight export of that object. So file, send to Unity, select Unity project. We're going to go to up, and where is it? Actually, I forgot. There's Little Bane and there's Short Bane. Little Bane is all the Maya ZBrush stuff. Short Bane is the actual project. So let's select that. Select, go to File, Send to Unity Selection. And now we can go to where we need to in the project. So there's Short Bane. Do we have, let's see, under Level, we have the different rooms. So let's make a folder and call this the Study. Great. And let's just call this Study. Enter. And exports everything on out. That's all good to go. Come back into Unity over here. It's going to load in that information really fast. And with a little bit of luck, we'll get nothing because I have to add it to the level. So we'll go under the level. And yes, this is a cloud shared project, which is why you're going to notice these blue icons here. If you've never used it before, it's actually an amazing tool. Here we can see the last shares that were actually done. I will be pushing this out to the rest of my other teammates later tonight when I've finalized some of this stuff. But anyway, so there's collab. Let's go to study. The great thing too is it tells you everything you've changed. So when you're trying to figure out what the heck's gone different, you can just look and find the blue dots, and you know you've messed with one particular area over the other. So the study itself is not working because that needs to be scaled up to, I think, a factor of 100. If not, it's a factor of not 100. So there it is, right there. It's in a completely wrong space, which is not good. So I got to figure that one out really quick. So why is that not working out for me? And that's probably because the pivot for this thing is not in the center of the world. So let's go to W. And I think the center of the world is somewhere right, W, D, X, and right there. It looks like is that the center? Zoom out. Where's the center? Nope, that's not it. It's right there at this kind of, so D, X, and over. Nope. W, D, X, and yeah, it looks like right there is where we want to be. Save it, F8, grab the room again, File, Send to Unity, Selection, Study, yes. Jump back into Unity real quick, and there, it moved exactly to where it should. We just got to put those textures on it. But like I said before, I need to go and texture all this stuff anyway, because I need it to be distinct from anything else I'm working on. And we got to create the animations for those doors to open and a whole lot more as well. So let's go ahead and jump into Maya again and export out this region. So that's the staircase room, which has changed. So File, Send to Unity, Selection, and we need to go up. Let's go to Staircase, jump into Unity, and there we are. The door is gone. Notice my UVs are all messed up, and I expected that because I was screwing with everything. But we've got our bridge between the two rooms. That's all set up, so that's perfect. So we'll start in here. We'll look around. We'll hopefully open up that door. We'll come down here through this hallway. I want to change that top. That top is not, it's too, everything's too angled. I want stuff to be a little bit less angled, I think. We'll come through there and go through the rest of the areas and make our way through everything. Okay, I think I'm going to stop for right now on this particular project, and I will be jumping on this later on this weekend, so I'll have plenty to show because I need to get a lot of this stuff done. I need to make changes to things like the saw blade room and a few other ones, and maybe even introduce some of the old rooms that got removed, like the, let's see, spike room, which is right here, and a few other elements as well. Here's all the pipes, for instance. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. This is something a little bit different than I've shown you before. This is an actual project being implemented for something that's done, and I will see you next time. So long, goodbye.